Going on, Canes fans? We're back with another RNG recruit interview. We are actually joined by a very special guest, in my opinion. This is a 4-star tight end that Miami has shown interest in, and he has shown some interest in Miami definitely too. And he has been at Miami for a couple days now. So, definitely want to bring him on here so he can introduce himself to you guys right now.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gus Ritchey here. I'm the class of 2025. I'm a tight end. I go to Northwood High School in Pittsboro, located in North Carolina. Yes, tight end. I am a 4-star, but really, I'm just glad to be here at Miami. So,
It's great, man. I always love to hear that guys like to be at Miami.
yeah, it's an amazing place.
So you flew in to Miami from Raleigh, North Carolina on Thursday?
Yes, sir. Yes, yep.
Yep.
Early, around was it afternoon? I think noon, afternoonish. So yeah.
So it seemed like that was a really long day for you, with the flight. And then go ahead and tell us what you had to get into right after you get to Miami off the flight.
So yeah, I kind of basically woke up at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning to get on a flight. Got a little layover. And flight was pushed back a little bit, and then after, um, I right when I got out of Miami, I had to go straight to the camp. Basically, it was a long day. We had to hit some drills right away and stuff. Um, it was a long day. It was hot, but I loved it though, because not only was the drills and everything fun, but I was a part of the coaching. The coaching staff just really like made it really interesting. They made it really really fun. We had to do a lot of drills. It's kind of also evaluation to see how I would fit in these type of drills and how I would interact with the coaches and stuff. And they thought I flat out did perfect, which
Great.
was amazing to hear. The day after the camp. But yeah, it was a long day, but overall, I was really, really excited to be there and to compete and everything. So,
While you were at the camp, was there predominantly a coach or coaches that were, overseeing you for the majority of the time?
yes, Coach Widow, the tight ends coach. We had some of the assistants, um, and then Coach Chris Ball. He was actually particularly that day was watching the tight ends mainly. He's taking a close eye on tight ends because we all know he's a big tight end fan.
Yeah,
Um, and he was taking a really close eye on us. He was actually out there with us the whole time, basically.
that's cool,
So
man.
he was watching me particularly. He said he loved how I competed, how I got physical, and how I was able to get uh, get out separation and making plays. So
As far as the camp structure and the talent that you were around, do you feel like there was a lot of talent there?
yes, most definitely. The guy I mainly was going against was a 2024 4-star.
Yeah.
He was a outside linebacker, cornerback, DB kind of type of dude. I had to go against him the whole time. It was great competition actually. He had a couple reps. He won. I won a few reps. Overall, I think it was a awesome day. You know, I and then besides that, the tight end group we had in was outstanding. They were fantastic guys. They were able to move. And Coach Weddell also liked how, especially a couple guys, how they were competing as well. But mainly, it was just an awesome day to learn new people and where they're from, and things like that. So.
I'm kind of curious. Did you notice any kind of trend maybe on the type of tight ends? I mean, you mentioned athletic and speed, being speedy and stuff already. Was that the majority of the tight ends that you were bringing in were guys that truly had that ability to be playmakers?
Yes, most definitely. We had guys that would, from hand in the dirt to
Mhm.
guys that were could be lined up as the Y, um, more route running tight ends, and then we had some guys that were hand in the dirt. I was playing both, mainly. But there was definitely some differences, but
Yeah.
also that they showed like they showed out.
Yeah.
And coach wanted to see not only me do both, because they don't know where really I'm at. They think I'm good at both, whatever I'm doing. Um, but to see some of those guys do it as well, particularly hand in the dirt or line up outside.
Was there anything that was said to you by any of the coaches, during camp or any of that kind of stuff that kind of stuck with you while you were doing stuff? Any motivation or anything like that?
Most definitely. Basically the things that stood out was like the first thing was, man, you really like, I could tell you kind of like want to hit somebody right now. Like like they just said you could see it in some players' eyes, and they said when I could see it a mile away, and then I was like, too bad I can't hit anybody. And we were cracking up on that, and then they also liked how I held myself accountable on things. If I messed up on a rep or I made a little mistake, um, they coached me up, and I would either correct it or show positive, and make a play the next thing or correct it. That's what they really loved. So honestly, I mean, geez, like it overall, I had a lot of good feedback from all the coaches, especially Coach Chris Ball. He just thought, he's like, man, I love how physical you are. Just you love getting into. So we need more guys like that. You just love to run into somebody and get open. And just create
Yep.
separation. That is your thing. So I took that to heart as well. So
That's awesome, man. That's great to have the head coach saying that right there. I mean that's that, like you said, that hit you right there, man.
yeah, I really love that. So.
So you got through the camp and stuff, and when camp was over with, you're still at Miami. What did you get into the next day?
So the next day, I mean, it was basically a full on visit the whole day.
Okay.
There were some guys down there as well, um, that
Other
I got to
recruits?
meet. Justin Scott was down there. So I did my own thing while the official visitors did their thing,
Okay.
basically. But
Yeah,
when they came in, I got to meet them and stuff, and
that's
ask
dope.
them some questions. Like especially like Justin Scott and all of them, they were really cool guys. Um,
Cool.
but overall, I was basically on my own thing. We went around campus to see dorms where I would stay in, academic rooms, which I love how you have enough place to like one-on-one time with your teachers. There's not a whole 200, it's 200 seats, right? It's
Yeah.
actually you get one-on-one teaching, and the max class there is like 30 people, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Seeing where I would live at as an athlete was really cool. Um, Also seeing just the area alone, because the last time I went, it was kind of dreary. It was a little rainy, but
Mhm.
it was bright as day. It was amazing. It had nice heat, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. And then we got in, um, ate, had a little lunch, talked about football, had some meetings, and yeah, player development stuff, and then learn about academics and community service, which I thought was the most amazing part, was because I'm want to be big in community service. So I
That's
thought that
great.
was amazing to hear, that especially, and the players really, really getting into it, which I thought that was amazing to hear. So
Yeah, I love hearing about guys giving back to their communities. Basically getting to a position to where they can give back and give back in positive ways.
yeah, no, yeah, it was. Those guys are amazing there. You could tell, talking to them and looking at them. So yeah.
So is there like an energy in the room when the coaches are there,
Mo-
like a buzz, like a vibe almost?
Yes, most definitely. Like you walk in, I'll be honest. That defensive side though has a lot of energy though. Like you walk
Oh
in
yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like, who is it? Coach Taylor, Coach J, Joe. What's it? The other D line coach. What's his name? I can't remember names right now on the defensive side,
Okay.
but like literally, you walk in. they're like screaming, hollering, like it's crazy. And then the coaches, like in the visit, like when we're taking pictures and stuff, like they're getting in there with you. They're like, hey, like everybody was getting in there. Like it was so fun. So yes, Miami brought a lot of energy as well. Don't get me wrong on that. So
The coach that you might have been thinking of, was it Coach Salavea?
yes, most definitely.
Yeah, that's the D-line coach there. He's got fire, bro. He's got
He,
fire.
oh my gosh, he took his shirt off and oh my gosh, he was crazy. He was crazy. I loved it though because I love how energetic he is because I can tell he's gonna put that on the field. I might not even be a part of that group, but going against it as well would be really fun too. So
You being a tight end, did they have any? Did you get a chance to talk with Alex Mirabal, about blocking or anything like that while you were there?
no, actually I didn't. I was talking more blocking schemes and what we would do, which
Yeah,
is Woodell on some plays. But not I that was really the first time we had a really full on conversation. Um, we just talked about introduced each other and where we were from and stuff, and he heard about me. He heard a lot of things about me actually, and he was just wanted to get to know me a little bit because we didn't really talk last time. So overall, I think that was really cool. So
By any chance, did you get a chance to meet the strength and conditioning coach, Coach Feld?
yes, today actually. So today was the day I met him
Okay.
for a little bit. I only was there for a little bit today. Um, he he has a great staff. Like that staff is amazing. Like
Yeah.
I'm being honest, like straight up, that is one of the best staffs I've seen so far. Like honestly, like that strength staff, like they know what they're doing. They talked probably for an hour today about different stuff, testing, what to focus on, what we were looking at. I mean, all little bits and pieces, and I thought that was amazing to hear. And but not only that, they were so energetic while they were doing it, and you learned a lot while you were focusing. So I thought that was really cool.
Do you feel that this visit kind of helped you take your relationship to a whole nother level with the Miami staff?
Most definitely. I definitely got a lot. Like last time, I got more one on one with Coach Woodell, but I got more one on one with everyone. Like
That's cool, man. That's real cool right there.
so, everyone basically, I got more one on one time with. That was just amazing. Miami, I mean, that was an amazing place. Like I'm telling, as not as Miami fans or whatnot, as a recruit alone, like that's a very very amazing place. They have a great culture, a great atmosphere. So
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to ask you, but you kind of actually answered the question already. Kind of there. I was going to say, what were your feelings about Miami after you spent this time, in comparison to what they were Thursday when you got on that airplane, I mean, does this kind of put Miami in a different light to you?
yes, they definitely like they will be one of my top. They're going to be one of my top schools most likely. I most likely will be coming out with a list at some point. Don't know when though. I'm still planning on talking to my family about it. But
Yeah.
what they've done so far is just outstanding, and the coaching staff's outstanding, and the fans, y'all are amazing too. Like everybody's amazing. Like I love it. So that's why I want to include Miami, especially on a list. I know I have a little bit early. I'm a little early on committing right now because I'm a younger guy, but I mean that's it. There possibly could be a contender at some point. So that would be fun. So
Yeah. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Do you have any schools recruiting you to play defensive end?
yes, yes. I have. There's quite a bit.
Mhm.
But I mean, if I could point out a couple, Notre Dame, UNC, Duke, uh, gosh, Virginia Tech, and there's a few more, but I think who I might be forgetting. It's so hard.
Oh,
But
it's cool.
I
No.
yeah, but for tight end, I know NC State, Colorado, Washington, um, Oregon. I mean, a couple other schools as well. They're recruiting me as a tight end, and then everybody else is basically like, we like you both. If you go here, we'll just see. So yeah.
You know, besides Miami, what other schools are showing you a lot of love?
So far, besides the in-state schools, like especially UNC and NC State,
Yeah.
um, like Notre Dame, outstanding. They're a really good school. I would say Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, Colorado, um, like Washington. Uh, I mean, I can't remember where Miami. I was just about to say Miami, but we're talking about
It's
Miami, so yeah,
it's
yeah.
still it's a good list, bro. Honestly, it's a good list.
And there definitely most of the schools that have contacted me. Yes, they mainly those that have just popped up in my head,
Yeah.
but yes, those are mainly some of the schools that have. So
And I wanted to jump from schools to fan bases. What fan bases have been showing you the most love on social media and stuff like that?
okay, I ain't gonna lie. Miami, I have more fans probably hit me up on the, and then I would say Miami and Carolina, they're Miami probably hits me up more, a little bit more, but some Carolina. But I'm telling you, Miami, like they're crazy. Like I'll be looking at my DMs, like my like unread DMs, and they was just Miami fans. Come to you, hey, this is my Miami has this. They'll be sending me pictures and stuff. I mean, it's crazy what they do. So I
Yeah,
love Miami fans. You guys definitely have the best by far, probably. So I love it. I love it. So yeah.
well, I'll tell you what, fans will be happy to hear you say that. Fans will be very happy to hear you
Yeah.
say that because we got just like every other team, we got a lot of pride in our fanship.
No, most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah. I've never had so many messages of pictures and stuff of like, hey, this is where you could be living. This is what you could be doing. So yeah, Miami is definitely they're really, really good at it. So
With you being looked at tight end at Miami and our head coach being an offensive lineman, basically by nature, does that intrigue you? Because occasionally, you're going to be blocking as well while you're playing tight end. Does that intrigue you to have a head coach who's going to be focusing on those kind of things and making sure that those details are all handled?
yes, I think as the head, like when he was talking with me about it, he basically was like, I love physicality, like, and you can tell he was play
Oh yeah.
that position. He said, I like handing the dirt. Like
Yep.
I see you handing dirt. I see you physicalness. Like you're a physical gifted guy. Like most kids, like they don't have like the physicality like you. Like you can tell that you
Mhm.
want to hit and you want to get your hand in the dirt and you want to block people and not just run fancy routes. Like you want to do the hard stuff as well. You want to play like a tight end. So I took that like also in the heart and everything. He's a great coach. We even talked about fishing because recently I've been getting fishing. We were talking about sea fishing and stuff. So I love how he brings up not only just football but just like football, like out of football stuff. Like I thought that was really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of get to know them, of course, in football, but outside of it as well, because I mean, we're all talking about human beings here. There's a lot going on outside of football for you guys. You guys got
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff going on, from the coaches, the recruits, the players. I mean, just because the fourth quarter ends doesn't mean life ends. I mean, it's you guys are staying busy all the time.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. You make a good point on that. So
Well, what I want to do here is give you a chance here to give a shout out, family, coaches, trainers, anybody who's helped you along your path so far. Go ahead and give them a shout out and show them some love.
so basically I started first with my parents because my parents they put a lot into this. They put a lot of money, not only like traveling and expense, but they put a lot of they help out a lot, like food, food, traveling, um, taking care of me and my little brother. I mean, it's a lot. Like, I love my parents, what they've done, because, you know, like, we don't have a lot. Like, we have to earn. Like, we just have to get, like, we have to earn everything. And my parents have made me that type of person and that type of way. So, you know, I shout out my parents for giving me everything and all the opportunities, because I wouldn't probably be here without them. Um, Also, my trainer, like Coach Shavar, he's been my day one. Like, he is like my guy. Um, he's helped me. He knows a little bit of the Miami staff too.
That's
Um,
good.
so when, like, I first started working with them, he started kind of reaching out a little bit with them.
That helps.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
I have this guy, and so you got Coach Shavar. And then I want to shout out not only like the coaching staff that was there, like Miami coaching staff, for giving me a couple days, awesome couple days, from learning, competing. Like, it was just an amazing couple days. And then to you and the fans, like, especially, like, this has been awesome, amazing. Like, I love how you do your work and stuff. So, and I love how the fans take their time to watch, you know, me talk a lot. I really do appreciate that. And then everybody that's been helping me with my life, especially, yeah, like, shout out to you, whoever I never mentioned or anything. So,
Yeah, that was one hell of a list, and thank you for showing us some love as well. I do appreciate that,
yeah,
genuinely.
no doubt. Yeah, yeah, love your work. I love how everybody takes their time. So,
So, on social media, where can the fans find you?
so mainly on Twitter. If you type in at Richie Gus, it will pop up my Twitter. My Instagram is Gus underscore Richie 06. Um, Usually, if you just search up Gus and put an R, usually I'll pop up most of the time. Um, uh, I don't really have a TikTok or Snapchat. Like, I don't get on those. I have it. I used to have a TikTok, but I got my parents had it, like, you gotta get that. You're too addicted sometimes. So I kind of slow down on the TikTok. But also, if y'all are more interested in anything, like, you guys can check out my profiles and my huddle, and anything else. So, yeah.
Yeah, any tight end fans out there, and with us being tight end, we got a lot of tight end fans.
Yeah,
Um, we got a lot of pride in the tight end room at Miami, man. I'll tell you that we got a lot of pride.
yeah, great. That's a great group of guys too. So,
That always helps, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah.
So I got one last question for you, man, and it's a question that I ask every single recruit that I bring onto this show. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion to go out there and compete at the highest level on a weekly basis?
Um, I think my dad really. Um, my dad has always had, like, very, very, like, his mindset has always been, I wasn't given, I had to earn everything. Um, and I've kind of been slowly developing that as well. Um, I feel like sometimes, like, people don't understand, like I'm good at what I do, um, and I have to prove a lot of people, like, wrong. Like, when I went down here, a lot of people had, I would say most of the people didn't know I was that good of a tight end. They thought I was a DN. That's why a lot of people bring up DN when I was there.
Yeah.
But I proved it and I showed it. And I went, even if I was flat out tired that whole day, I balled out, I did my thing, and I showed what I was capable to do. I'm not making really any excuses. Proving, I just want to prove a point to not only to the coaches or any coaches or anything, but, like, the world. Like, like I feel like I could do something in college. Like, I feel like I can be an eye opener, um, and I want people to know that. So I've developed that mindset from I would say starting last year, when everything started picking up, and then, yeah, ever since then, just, like, yeah, like, I have something to prove. So,
Yeah. Man, hell of an answer, bro. Honestly, that was a hell of an answer. I really like that one. I mean, that was deep. That was from the heart, and that one had some juice behind it. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
No, yeah, it's that's how I've been. Is how I've been. So
Yep. I can tell that's just how you are. I
yeah,
mean, it's how you roll, pretty much 24/7. It seems like.
yeah. Try. It's just like I said, anywhere I go, I always have to prove something. So
I got you, bro. I got you. Well, man, Gus, thank you so much for jumping on here and giving the Canes fans a chance to get to know you a whole lot better. To
yeah,
truly get to know you and get to see your face and all that stuff. Get to see your expressions. You're an animated guy. You're a fun guy to talk with. I really enjoyed this interview. I
yeah.
wanted you to know that. I really, really enjoyed this interview. So once again, Gus, and just thank you, man. Thank you a lot.
No, I appreciate you, especially taking your time out tonight and interviewing me, and appreciate the fans watching, taking their time out that night and watching me, talk a little bit about myself and how everything's going. So I really do appreciate you guys, and yeah, hopefully we shock the world. So let's see. Yeah,
Well, man, what we'll do, we'll stay in touch, and we'll be able to bring you back on in the future so we can update Canes fans about your recruitment, your development, all that kind of stuff. Because you got a little time here still, so we definitely stay in contact though. But Gus, man, you have yourself a fantastic night, and once again, thank you for joining us here at the RNG for a recruit breakdown. Thank you,
thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a blessed one. So yeah,
thank you. Have a good night, Gus.
all right, you too.
You guys, that was 2025 defensive end / tight end. We're looking at him at tight end. It sounds like at Miami. We're definitely looking at him at tight end at Miami. Gus Ritchey. It sounds like he really got a chance to come down and prove the type of player he is. I've seen his film. I've watched it. His energy that he had there, his energy it follows him wherever it goes. But this is just the type of guy he is. He is mobile. He's active. He's always around the ball carrier when he's on defense, and on offense, he's always hungry to get somebody. It's either pushing a guy completely out of the way, and running a route, or just some mean blocking with hand in the dirt. He can do all that kind of stuff, and also be a true, genuine playmaker on offense as well. So, I mean, this is a very talented individual, which is why I believe he's got the 4-star ranking, because he truly has earned that 4-star. So, man, great interview. I was really happy to get Gus on, and he's actually in his motel room at Miami. He's heading back home tomorrow morning. So, I'm happy I was able to get that squeezed in here. I'm sure he's heading to bed pretty much right about now. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining us for another RNG recruit interview. Once again, this was tight end defensive end Gus Ritchey in the 2025 class. You guys have a fantastic night. We'll see you soon.